marketing, automation, and delegation, is because that is how you're going to win in this business and make money.
Yep. Super simple. We spent a lot of time talking about this on that boot camp. Marketing, the systems and the tools that you need to get your marketing to run for you in spite of you. And then with the delegation part of it, sometimes the best automation is a good virtual assistant. So what you need to delegate whatever you can't automate. And here's the thing, Gavin and I was just talking to even a friend of mine, Chris Chico, last night about this. Chris Chico, Gavin, and I know three of good friends. We do a lot of deals, right? I can't remember ever doing a deal where I did everything by myself. I always partner. I have a virtual assistant doing the marketing, doing the follow-up, updating the CRM. I have a marketing company that's doing my direct mail or sending my texts for me, or VA doing that for me. I have a boots on the ground, maybe a realtor or another local wholesaler that I'm partnering on deals. The deals we're doing today, we're partnering with students. We're finding one of our, like Melissa, Gavin's done hundreds of deals with Melissa. She was one of our students. Gavin does the marketing, tees up the leads to her. She takes them, works them, flips them, and they split the deals 50-50. I've done hundreds of deals like that as well. My vacant land deals we're doing right now, my sons do the marketing, send the offers, and Matt, my friend, does the dispositions and sells them. All right. So it's like, you need to have people in place that can help you partner or help you do these deals. Don't ever think that you have to do it all yourself. I know people, Gavin, get overwhelmed with the technology side of things, and I got to set that up and this up, and I have to learn how to do it all myself before I hire somebody else to do it for me. Malarkey, right? As my math teacher in college used to say, bull roar. He'd slam his fist into the table and scream, bull roar. You don't have to know how to do it all yourself. You need to start asking who, not how. You need to start, okay, I don't understand this FreedomSoft CRM stuff. Don't say like, I got to figure it all out. No, start asking, who can I get to update my CRM for me? Who can I get to send out the offers for me? Who can I get to do the follow-up or to remind me of the follow-up, right? Start asking bigger and better questions. Yep. And that's what a good coach is going to help you do, because it can be overwhelming, Gavin. Like people are just getting into this. They're excited. They're like, man, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. And then they start diving in and they get their first lead and they're panicking. Is like, well, I don't know what to do first. Like, what do I do next? Like, I'm freaking out. You need a coach who can say, all right, forget about step 7 and 8, focus on steps 1 and 2. And that's what, honestly, we're really, really good at.
Yeah, absolutely. Overwhelm is a choice, in my opinion, right? Yeah. We choose to get overwhelmed by the things that we think. And it's just like, for instance, I'll give you an example for us. We do in the bootcamp, right? Now we're prepared for the bootcamp, but then there's also a certain thing where you can over prepare, you can over analyze, you can overthink it, where we like to go, okay, we have it mapped out, we have our topics and how we're going to run it. Now let's just get in and do it, because that is the way that we're going to perform best. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed if you're trying to make it perfect and add this and this time. Like, we have to block out when we do an event of, in this window of 3 hours, we want to cover these things. We're not going, Joe, in 30 minutes, we're going to do this. Then we're going to do that. And if we're over, we're going to get behind. And all I'm doing now is creating anxiety. And Joe's like going to get stressed out, and I'm stressing, and the energy's wrong and all them things, because I'm choosing to do that because I'm now overthinking it and I'm getting frantic. And that's the same with deals, right? There's so many moving parts, so many that I agree with that there are. And that's why when we come in and when we build these systems for people, why do we do that? It's because that's what people need. Because if we can put it all together for you, it stops that so you can make money faster. That's the whole point of why we do it. And they're the things that you guys need to be doing is, and I use on the Joe all the time, like with the VAs that we have, people go, oh, will you do a session with me on FreedomSoft? No, I won't. And they're like, well, why? Because 1, my VAs are better than me. 2, I want them to do it with you because you will then get to see what a VA will operate like, and you can have a VA do it too, right? So it's not, oh, well, I didn't work because Gavin did it. It's no, oh, I got Louis or Rod to do it, and they did all these things, and that was amazing, and your VA is so good. well, you can get a VA to do the same for
Oh
you.
my
And
gosh.
that is a point of a learning curve to go, I don't need to do everything in this coaching program. I'm going to show you how I delegate by using the team to work with you so you can have the same person as me.
Guys, listen, Freedom Soft has 9 onboarding calls every single week. 9 calls. Should you be on any of those? No. Your VA should be on those Freedom Soft calls. All right. Do you have to learn how to pull the list, how to do the direct mail yourself? No, you can get a VA to do that for you. Now it'd be helpful if you know how to pull a list, but like that's easy. We have videos that show you how to do that. Watch the video, press pause, go do it. Press pause, play, then go do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't let that stuff stop you, because I'm telling you, I'm so passionate about this because this is what frustrated me for years. I was buying course after course after course, boot camp. I would go to eBay and buy courses because I'd spent so much money on new course. I'd have to get used courses. And I was just feeding my brain. I thought I was accomplishing something, but I wasn't. I was digging myself into a deeper and deeper hole with filling my head with knowledge, but nothing was coming out. It was just sitting in there, and it was starting to stink, and it was starting to ferment. And, you can't, any body of water that like is holding water will stink and rot. Like you need to, it has to flow. Knowledge flows in, action flows out. I just made that up. That's pretty good there, isn't it?
I like that.
Holy banana pants. Like knowledge comes in, action flows out. So when you're learning stuff in this boot camp that, and we're going to teach you some today, and we're actually going to look at some real deals, you're going to get a bunch of good knowledge here, but don't let it sit in there, right? Unplug the dam a little bit, open your mouth, start talking to sellers, start making offers. So knowledge in, action out. And even if it's imperfect, action. Even if you're making mistakes, you've got to be okay with making massive imperfect action. Don't just let it sit there and germinate and get nasty.
Yep.
You got to implement what you learn. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today is that was kind of the introduction, but we wanted to talk about marketing automation delegation. We want to show you what that looks like. And we want this to be more interactive as well. So a lot of you guys are watching us right now on Zoom. Well, everybody is. And so we're going to look at a couple deals. And Gavin, I thought it'd be a good idea if we pulled up a house and let anybody know if you guys have a deal you want us to look at. Type in the address right now in the Zoom chat. Some of you are watching this and you say, I can't see anybody else's chat. That's the way we set it up. We don't want a bunch of people getting distracted with people's talking and stuff like that while we're talking. So you guys don't see the chat, that's fine. But type in an address if there is some a deal that you want us to look at. Some of you are asking some good questions here right now as well. And some of you have a lease option question. So if type in your question, and I'll do my best to answer that about specific deals. But what we want to do is we'd like to be able to pull up a property on the website, share our screen with you, and get you guys to start working and tell us what you think the property's worth. Let us know what you think the repairs are worth. Let us know what you would offer for this property. So we want this to be an exercise where everybody participates, kind of like a lab, And if you guys don't type in an address here, that's fine. I'll go find one.
Yeah. Right? I was just going to say as well, like if you're working a deal to a contract, then you don't need to give that address. Like we're not trying to get your deal, someone to steal your deal, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen, but to the comment there, it could happen, right? I mean, things like that do happen. So,
let's go to Little Rock. So I'm sure some of you are typing something in, but I have not. Okay, here we got Salem, Massachusetts. Could that be it? There's Salem, Oregon. I'm just going to look on a Google map here to see if this is a small town or a big town. Salem, Oregon's good. All right. So,
just for as well, just to answer Michael's question, it wasn't really wholesaling versus and not lease options. It was more finding deals for houses. I just feel that if you lead in with a cash, it's easier to position yourself to go up into a lease option. So it wasn't full wholesale. It was more, how do you get into a cash deal? And then how do I add that value up to get that contract signed? So if I was going to make you $100,000 cash offer, I could do a sandwich lease option at 165. Then obviously doing the sandwich lease option on paper looks 65,000 better off. So that's what more it was like. Also,
right.
lease option is allowed, in Texas,
Yeah.
just not a sandwich lease option,
Yeah.
more of an assignment lease option.
I thought of John Jackson and I started smiling.
Yes.
He's been doing lease options in Texas for a dozen years, and he's a goofball. That's putting it politely, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I found somebody put a property in Salem, Oregon. Gavin, I put a link to the Zillow link in the Zoom chat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go ahead and open that and share your screen? And let's make this interactive. Show a little bit about what you're looking at. And then I'd like people to give us 3 things. We want you guys to type this in the chat. Number 1, what do you think the ARV is, the after repair value? Number 2, let us know. We're going to have to make some assumptions, obviously, right? Let us know what you guys think that we should are going to be needed for repairs on this property.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tiny little 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 740 square foot house. It's a tiny little house. What do you guys think the repairs would be? And then what cash let's just stay on cash. Let's keep this super simple. What kind of cash offer would you make? So Gavin's going to show you a little bit here. I'm going to get something to drink real quick, Gavin.
Okay.
So show us like how you look at deals, and then we want the interaction and feedback from folks here right now and what you're doing. So I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so guys, what I would normally do is that this property was given to me, right? Now, the first thing that I do is I try and get the Zillow ready to actually look at, comps and set up in the right way. So let me explain. So this is our address here. Now you can see the address in the background there, but if sometimes it won't, it'll just say Salem, right? Or whatever. It doesn't give you the address. So if it didn't, all I do is I copy this and I'm going to pretend it isn't there. And then I'm going to drop it in here. And I'm just going to hit enter. Now it would be in the back. Like I said, it already was, but that's what I would do. I would also then come out of it, and I want to make sure that, now you see how this says one more, right? This was already set up for 6 months. This was from a previous deal. So you always want to go and reset all your filters to get started. Right now, look how many more houses came up. So I always like to reset filters and then build from there. Now, as I leave this, sometimes it might be unsold, sometimes it might be for sales. It doesn't matter where it is, but you're good now to start this process. So when I click into the property, this is what I'm initially looking at. I want to take note, it's a 2-1, and I want to take note of the square footage, okay? The zest is 211, the rent is 13, okay? And then I scroll down and I want to look at year built, 1992. Lot size is tiny lot size. So year built, lot size, I think of. And then I look, well, when was it last sold? 2003 for 85,000. Okay. Right. Once I now have that kind of in my head, now I'm going to go and look at what else is sold. So I exit out. My property is going to be right in the middle of the screen here. I'm going to go over to solds. I'm going to go make sure it's a 2-bed. It's a house. So I'm going to untick everything else. Okay. I am going to go to more. And I'm going to start. Sometimes I do the last 90 days or 6 months. Let's just have a quick look at 90 days. Okay. So I have 90 days. And also what I want to do is square footage. Now, normally when you're comping properties, you need to keep the same style. Okay. You need to stay within 250 square foot, if possible, of the property. So I'm going to do a max right now of 1,000 square foot, but I may not get the criteria that I want, which I didn't, right? So, but I'm just going to leave it there. So I got to move things around. and click done. Now, nothing is on my screen with the criteria that I have. So I might say there's two things that I could do. Well, 90 days, let's go to 6 months. There's still nothing. Now I could start to zoom out. So now I have some stuff here. Now I have to obviously take into account that we're going to be having, you know, major roads, and these could be different neighborhoods, but let's look at this one here. So here we have a 2-1 for 910. No, sorry, 2-1, 910 square foot, so slightly bigger, sold for 298 back in October last year. And it does look like a bigger house, but now let's look. So what am I looking for? I'm going to have a quick look at 1952. So it's not within 10 years, and the lot size is 3 times the size. So not really a good comp. So my house should be less than that because of based on what I'm seeing. Okay. So I had a quick look there. The other thing is here, we have to be careful with these, but because of these major roads, but I have to go off this because I don't have anything else to go off. So now let's look at this one here. This one sold for 285. This one is 1926, and it's a similar lot size. Still, if mine's 1,000 square less, but it's more. But this one was older. This sold for 285. So we can have a look. It's nice. It's been fixed up. So this would be more of a retail sale at 285. If I wanted to, I could also look and go, what was it listed for? It was listed on the MLS. So it actually went over asking. So it was listed for 269 and it sold for 285 about 6 months ago. And this would be a retail. Okay. So, okay, I have 285. Now I've got this one here, 245. I could have a look. Slightly bigger. Okay, I could look at the year. Again, stay within 10 years if you can. I can't. This is another old house at 1924, double the lot size. This one sold for 245. Why? Because it's outdated. Okay, so now I'm thinking, all right, now our house is over here, and these two are pretty similar. One's fixed up and one isn't. So one, I could go off the ARV of potential 285 because that's what's sold and it's bigger still, or I could go off this one here at 245 in that condition. Now for me, based on this within 6 months, that would be good enough for me to give me a starting block to look at. Now the next thing that I would do is go to for sale. Let's see if I can find anything. Now maybe because I've put this on, if I remove this square footage to any, will probably bring up houses, and it did. Right, so this one's way bigger, can't use it. This one we could use. It's not 200, it's over 250, but look, this would be, and it's a 3-1 because it is bigger. These two here are listed for 280. So this one's up for 280. It's a 3-1, slightly bigger. It's already been decreased by $40,000. Oh dear, look at this. Now this is an investment property, hoarder house.
Oh.
Never in a million years is this going to sell for this amount of money in this condition. Okay, so whatever realtor has listed this, in my honest opinion, from what I've looked at, it's been on 14 days and it will sit there for another 45 years at that price. Okay, it's on a big lot though. Right, so we have to take that into consideration, but look at the condition of this. So this is kind of in another world, in my opinion, as a quick look, right? But that is a distressed house. That's kind of what we're looking for sometimes. This one here at 299, 3-1, similar size. Okay, why would we buy this one here fixed up at 299 and they're trying to sell their beat up thing for 290? See how it would never sell. So actives is really important to say, this is in our wheelhouse of 299, and because it's bigger, I think it's still overpriced. It's been on 12 days. Let's look. Square footage of the lot size is 3 times bigger, and it was 1940. So as a quick rule of thumb, for me, I would say that our ARV is going to be under that. Now, before I give you after what I've showed you, tell us in the chat what you think. What is the ARV? Okay, I gave you 2 examples of sold in different conditions, and I gave you some actives that aren't selling and the conditions of them. So that should give you a good estimate to start off and then build in your repairs. Deb said ARV 280. Okay. So Deb, would that say, are you giving me that as a retail 280, right? You're not going off the lower one. Retail, good. 250, Ray said, same question. Paul said 275. Good question. Okay. So I would say that you're in the right ballpark in terms of what's sold. We had that 285 done up slightly bigger. I quite like and more comfortable with probably in my sum, I would be down where Howard is and Martha is with that 260, 265 based on the size and the lot, right? Because remember that 285 was about 300 square, 350 square foot bigger, and it was triple the lot size. So I would probably be coming down based on that as a guesstimate, because that's all we've got to go off, in probably an ARV of about 260, and then working my repairs from that. Okay, so getting in my, maybe my 75% or maybe 80% because it was in organ, right? 80% minus my repairs minus my fee would give me probably my starting point. Okay, so
go on, I'm looking here at the chat too. The question that we asked was, what do you think the ARV would be? And I know you guys can't see it here, but we see your comments. 280, 275, 250, 265, 260. All right, that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that have responded. Not acceptable. Come on, guys, wake up.
Yep.
We want you to let us know. Thank you, Anna. Who else? I know it's late in the day. You just had lunch, or you just had dinner, rather. And you're like,
see, that's why I like us all on screen, because we can see them.
I know. So this is a webinar, not a meeting. We can't see you guys. All right. So yeah, here we go. Come on. It's coming in. What do you guys think the ARV is?
Yep.
Pull it up right now on Zillow, on Redfin. I'll show you kind of what I did here. I'll share my screen with you guys and take a look at what I'm looking at. While you guys are typing in the chat, what do you think the ARV is? So Gavin just showed you Zillow. I'm going to show you Redfin. I like Redfin a little better sometimes. The Redfin estimate's 250. All right. What's the Zillow estimate on this property? 211. So probably less than 250, more than 200, but it's kind of a crazy hot market right here, right? So one of the things that I like to look at with Redfin is I click on the map right here and I click on map nearby homes for sale. Well, let me just kind of show you what I did here. Map nearby homes for sale. Let me do it in a new tab. All right. It's going to bring up that neighborhood, and the house we're looking at is right in the center of this map. All right. I'm going to scoot this over here, and I'm going to go right here to for sale. I'm going to click sold last year. You could do last 6 months. Maybe let's just look at 6 months. Click done. Now there's some homes here that are 2,400 square feet, 1,800. We need to change our filters. So I'm going to say home type, house only. I'm going to go filters. Our house that we're looking at is 740 square feet, right?
Yep.
So I want to look at, I'm going to do max square feet of 1,000.
Yep,
There's 4 homes. I'm going to zoom out to get more. Sort this by price. I can sort it from high to low. Now there's a $700,000 house. I'm going to throw that one out. This is interesting. This one sold for $349. And sometimes you can see pictures. Looks nice inside. Here's one that sold for $298. And remember, our house is right in the middle. Okay. Right where my little hand thing is here. So you can see this one sold for $298. This one has a garage. Ours doesn't have a garage, does it? No. $285. This looks pretty good. Needs some lawn care, landscaping, but they've got a bunch of interior photos. Yeah, new rehab. All right. Well, there's also one that sold for $260. This looks like this is a 576 square foot house. Would these make good Airbnbs, by the way? Yep. All right. So look, I see 260, 285. And these sold, well, look at this. This one for 285 sold in 140 days. Even in this hot market, this one took 140 days to sell. Maybe they were pushing the limits a little bit too much. 260 sold in 42 days. What about something right in between there? Probably for me, my ARV would be 270. That's what I would do.
And I did 265. So we're right there.
Yeah. Okay. Now that's going to be the ARV. Remember what that stands for? After repair value. So let's see if anybody is still typing in the chat. Appraisal is 266. Paul says 235, 250. Good. All right.
And for me, guys, like, you can't beat sold data.
Yeah.
Right. So you can look at the Zest and all them things, right? And you can get simple calculations from it. But I think it's easier just to look at what's sold, check the active. Like that one that we just looked at for 290, the hoarders like disaster, with one for 10,000 more that's fully fixed up. It is never going to sell in a million years for that. It's just, it just isn't. We just know from the numbers that will sit there for 3 years, right? Unless something goes crazy and the market goes up and it adds in the whole area in value, it's just not a deal.
Yep. All right. You also got to look at what the active listings, there's not many actives there, but you have to look at what your competition is going to be like once it is fixed up. Why would somebody pay 270 for yours when they can buy another one that's fixed up, that's bigger, for 20 grand less? You just got to know what your comps are, your competition. Okay. Now we know the ARV. What did we say? Let's just say, what did I say? 270?
You said 270. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I said 265.
What do you think the repairs are going to be? All right.
So someone's actually put it in. Sippo from Belgium. He had a go here, which is good. So he did 275 at 75 cents on the dollar. Got him at 206. He did $35 a square foot at 700 square foot at 25 grand. So we do the 206 minus the 25 grand, which would give him.
He didn't do the calculation there, maybe.
He didn't. 181 minus 10,000 for his wholesale fee. So he would offer 171. That's what he would offer for this deal. So good job on doing that.
What do you guys think the repairs would be? Type it in the chat.
Now, let me tell you this as well. We are looking at this with no scenario. We don't know the inside. We have no clue. Now, this is where if you can do this with no information, guess what you're going to be able to do with information. So when you talk to the seller, you have conversations, you see pictures, then it's going to be able to give you a better understanding of what's going on to then obviously tweak your offer accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
30K to be safe, $15 a square foot. Repairs $20 a square foot. Now, for me, I'm with Ciplo, if I'm saying that right. I would say I'm more with him. I would shoot high and I would do it as part of the negotiation, right? The more that you can build in, the better, because the more spread that you can get and the more room there is with on the exit. But we don't know yet. I mean, what would you do, Joe? Would you do 35? I mean, I would.
$35 a square foot. Yes.
I like that number.
All right. I'm doing a simple spreadsheet here. What would you guys offer? What would you guys offer?
Yep. $177. Okay.
I like that number.
Mark said he would offer at least 70 to 80,000 less than the ARV. Okay. So you'll be in a similar range.
177, 175. Good.
Yep.
What else, guys? Come on. Chop, chop. Maybe there's a delay, Gavin.
Maybe.
180. here's the
Maybe
thing,
waiting
guys.
on the carrier pigeon.
We're trying to force you to not overanalyze this thing. We've already spent way too much time on this. We don't want you to sit around and spend 30 minutes to an hour coming up with an offer on these properties.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Here he comes. Comes in 165, 174, 189. What was the asking price? There was none.
Yeah, we're making an offer for sure.
Yep. But that's a good thing to know. You got to know what that is, right? But what are they even asking? Obviously, when we're talking to a seller, and maybe we'll do a role play here in a minute on this property, but when we're making an offer, we want the seller to come up with a price first. All right. Let me show you what I would offer here, and then we'll do a role play on that. Okay. And I did a spreadsheet only because I wanted to show you guys what it is that I'm doing. I could have done this with a simple calculator, but I did a spreadsheet anyway. I'm not going to share it with anybody because you don't need this spreadsheet. All right. So let's say the ARV was 270 and there's 730 square feet. I'm using about $35 a square foot. It's Oregon. It's kind of a more expensive, and 25 grand is just a good, simple number for repairs, right? And we do between 70 to 80%. So remember the Mayo formula, maximum allowable offer equals ARV times 70%, maybe 80%, minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee. That's the Mayo formula that's been around for a long, long time. So we're doing that right here. ARV is 270. Repairs, we're figuring about 25. And because it's Oregon, it's a hot market. We have buyers right now that will buy these things all day long at 80%. So we're going to use 80% instead of 70. So ARV times discount. All right. We're just taking 270 times 80% to come up with 216. We're going to subtract repairs. So it's 216 minus 25 grand for repairs. We want to make a 10 grand wholesale fee on this thing. And I would offer 180. Right. So if a rehabber buys this thing for 180, they put 25 grand in it, they still have 20 grand for repairs. Now you may find that, man, you're not getting any buyers. So maybe your 80% is too high. Do 70%. Now you offer 153 instead. Okay. But that's how simple it is to make offers. And can you do deals with unmotivated sellers? No. If we're talking to this seller, I'm going to tell them you should list it with an agent. If you want the highest price possible, you need to list it with a realtor. But what's more important to you? To get the most highest price possible or to sell it as quickly as possible? Because if you take my offer right now of 167, I'll buy it. I'll close within a couple of weeks. As soon as we get a clear title to close, and I'll pay you cash, no contingencies. Let's just go. Let's go. This is such a hot market. I know I could sell this thing lightning fast. Okay. And here, I was just talking to another guy. I forget who it was just the other day. He was showing the seller. Oh, who was this? I forget. Anyway, he was showing the seller, these are my numbers, because he was going to offer this. The seller wanted this. And he just said, listen, these are my numbers. If I buy it for your price, I'm going to put 30 grand in it for rehab. I got carrying costs. I have realtor commissions. I'm only going to make, whatever it was, a couple $1,000. Does that make any sense to you? Now,
yep.
The seller obviously could see that. No, okay, I understand. Yeah. Now, listen, you could sell it yourself. You're going to need to fix it up. You're going to need to get a realtor. You're going to pay the commissions. You do all of that rigmarole. You should, if you want that price. That's the way you need to do it. So we're just being honest with the sellers and talking to them about it. All right, let's do this. Are we getting chat in the feedback are we getting feedback in the role play?
We're getting just some more numbers coming in.
Somebody's saying they would offer 76. That might be a little too low, but
I think they may have thought 176, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Now let's do a role play here, Gavin. How about I'll be the investor first and then we'll switch. Would that be all right? So, and guys, one of the things we're doing here is we're just showing you what our coaching calls are like most of the time. We look at deals and we practice talking to sellers and making offers. That's all that matters in this business. It comes down to those 3 or 4 things. Do the marketing, get the leads, talk to sellers, make offers, and follow up. If you want to make money in the business, whether you're doing houses or land, that's pretty much it. All right. So let's say you're the homeowner, Gavin.
Yep.
Okay. And you got my text or cold call, and you talked to my assistant, and you said you might want to sell it. So ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is Joe. Is this Gavin?
Yes, speaking.
Hey, Gavin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice. Hey, just a few minutes ago, you talked to my assistant about your property there at 123 Main Street. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think she was asking you if you wanted to sell it.
Yes, I am interested in selling it. Yeah, she
Nice.
reached
I'm
out.
interested in buying it. I'm an
Okay,
investor.
well,
We buy a lot of properties in this area, and we fix them up and put good tenants in there. Sometimes we sell them and all that. Do you just have a few minutes I can ask you about the house to see if there's something that we can maybe do business today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, do you live in the house right now, or is it vacant?
It's vacant right now. Yep.
Oh, is it? Okay. Was it a rental property, or did you used to live in it?
Yeah. No, we lived in it years ago. Then we kept it as a rental. And it's our last rental. And yeah, so we got a call, and we have been thinking about selling it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Well, what's your plan with it? What are you going to do, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. We're thinking of renting it. We're going to sell it. We're not really sure. I was talking with my wife, and then obviously I got the call from Dana yesterday, and I thought, well, yeah, if the offer's right, I don't even know what I want for it.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at any of that, but yeah, I'd be interested in kind of seeing.
So you're not in a hurry to sell it, right?
No, not really. No.
Okay. I'm sure it's a nice neighborhood. I looked a little bit at it on Zillow here. What's the neighborhood like?
It's good. It's a good neighborhood. It's a small lot. It's a smaller house, but it's in a good neighborhood. A lot of rentals in that area, but it's kind of safe, and yeah, it's a nice place. There's a school pretty close. That a lot of people move to this area to get in that school as well.
Yeah, nice. I'm looking at the Street View map. Looks like a really cute neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think the house is worth? I'm assuming it needs some work too, by the way, right? Some updating.
Yeah, it's a little outdated. Yeah, it is. Nothing major. It's livable. It's rentable, but it does need some updates. It could probably do with some, but you could also rent it as is as well.
Oh, you can. So it's ready for a tenant right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. How long has it been vacant too, by the way?
About 2 months.
Okay. All right. And how long have you owned it?
I've owned it about 17 years.
Okay. And again, what do you think the house would worth? I mean, if it was all fixed up and nice, what do you think the house would sell for?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I'd have to look at that.
Okay. Zillow says it's worth about 211. Redfin says it's a little more than that. What does that sound about right?
It sounds a little lower than I thought, but again, I haven't looked, so I'd have to check that out.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a few more questions about it. Have you thought about just listing it with an agent? I'm not a realtor, by the way. I'm just asking. Trying to get a feel for.
Yeah, I haven't. Again, we kind of haven't really done anything with it. It's not really just been, a kind of a high on our priority list. And then obviously Dana reached out, and I was like, well, yeah, I would sell it. And that's kind of where we're at. So I haven't even thought about listing it with a realtor.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if I was going to rent it. I'm not really sure.
Okay. And when was the kitchen replaced last? When or updated?
Kitchen's probably about 8-10 years old.
Okay. How old's the roof?
Probably about the same.
Okay. The heater, water heater, I'm assuming it's central air or something, right?
It is. Yeah. It's about 5 years.
Okay. All right. So sounds like you've taken real good care of it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's in decent shape.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and see it?
No, I can't. I'd love to, but I'm all the way over here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, wow. Why do you want to buy here?
Oh, I work with some guys and we buy properties out there and rent them out, or sometimes we turn them into Airbnbs and stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It sounds like you really don't need to sell it right now. If you don't mind me asking, why don't you just rent it out? Just keep it, and it produces nice income. I'm sure you get great tenants.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but it's just, again, we just thought, do we want the hassle of dealing with it now? You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
it is nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to get that income coming in, but then you have to deal with people, and we're older now, and we're
Yeah.
gonna start
Okay.
doing some traveling, and we just thought if the offer's right, then we might accept. So yeah.
Well, Gavin, we've got money right now. We could close in days if we needed to, if the title was clear. So let me ask you, if I could pay you cash and could close quickly any day you want, you just chose the date, tell us when. What's the least you'd take?
I don't know. I mean, what are you going to offer me?
I don't know. I've not seen the house yet. I don't know much about it. You know a lot more about it than I do. Do you have any idea,
Yeah.
like a range? What kind of range are you thinking of?
Maybe like between probably 230 and 250.
Okay. I'm looking here on Redfin. I see a house that sold nearby for like 93. I'm sure that was a little tear down, but there's one here that sold for 180, 185. You're not thinking like that price range, are you?
No, that sounds
Yeah,
too low.
I see. So what's more important to you than selling it fast is your price, right? You want a high, you want the best price you can get for it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, yeah, I'm not in a rush. Like, it doesn't matter how quick it happens, but I'd definitely rather get more for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, let me just ask you one more time, because I want to make sure I kind of know where you're at. And I want to make sure I'm not wasting your time. Like, if I could pay you, if I could bring over a briefcase full of cash right now to your door, you can walk away and be done with this property. What's the absolute lowest you think you'd take?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I mean, it's tempting. Don't get me wrong. It is tempting, but I'm not going to give it away because I don't need the cash. It's tempting. I get what you're doing. I get it. I get it.
Well,
But
if it's, first of all, I wanted you to know you can totally say no to me anytime. You can tell me to buzz off and I will leave you alone. I promise. So no pressure. I don't want you to do anything you're not comfortable with. And I'm assuming you have your wife. You need to review these things with her. So it's totally cool to say, no, I don't want to sell it right now.
yeah, I mean, I'd probably go to 220.
220.
Yeah, that'd be. I'd have to look at the numbers, and I need to speak to my wife. But I was thinking 230, 250, probably 220 is if you could do it fast, I might do that.
Could you go any lower than that?
No, I can't go lower than that.
Let me ask you something. If you were in my shoes, do you think 220 would be a fair price? Would you buy it for 220?
I don't know. Maybe I'd have to look. I haven't looked at the numbers, so
Okay.
I can't really say. But my gut feeling
Yeah.
is that's my number.
Well, it's a really good market right now. It's a great neighborhood. Maybe the best thing for you would be to just fix it up a little bit and sell it with an agent. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I'm looking at comps here and there's some that are, a lot less than that, that have sold in the last year or so. But let me ask you one more question. If I could get you something close to that number, you wouldn't consider something like, maybe letting me rent it from you for a few years first, or do owner finance from you, like pay you payments over time. You wouldn't consider that, would you?
Mm, right. Yeah. I mean, I'd be open to looking at it. Yeah. I mean, we've
Okay.
done one of our properties before.
Yeah.
We did a financing and it went well. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. Yeah. If it was the right person that was kind of taking it on and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. One of the things I forgot to ask you, Gavin, and I like to ask this to people all the time, like, what are your plans with, when you sell this house? What are you going to do? Are you going to move down, it's a little warmer down in San Diego, or are you you're going to head on over to Europe and start traveling around the world? What, I'm just curious. What are your plans?
Well, our grandkids live in Vegas. So, we'll probably do split and go back and forth to there quite a bit,
Nice.
as much as we can, at least monthly. And then we may move out to Vegas, but it's really just to be close to our kids and the grandkids. That's kind of what we're thinking. And we'll do some traveling as well, no doubt. But our main goal is to get close to them.
off role play, by the way. I should have asked that way earlier. And you got to be taking notes of all of this, because this is stuff you're going to remember to talk to them about next time you talk to them. Yeah. Hey, how are the grandkids in Arizona doing, or Vegas? Like, you need to write it down.
Yeah, don't say Arizona.
Don't say Arizona, right? Okay, well, Gavin, listen, look, let me look at some numbers. I don't know if we can make anything work today, but I want to do whatever I can to help you sell your house so you can be done with it. And, I don't want to make you an offer that's going to make you in any way uncomfortable or not make sure you get the best deal possible. So, but let me, I got your name and number. I got your email here. Let me look at some things, and let's talk later today or first thing tomorrow. What would be better for you? And will your wife be around?
Yeah, she's available. She's actually off tomorrow. So yeah, we can talk tomorrow for sure.
Okay. And if it works out, if we're close in the ballpark, I might have my buddy, my friend Mike, come and look at the house, and you get to meet him and get to know us a little bit. And I want to make sure you're comfortable with this.
Sounds good.
All right, good.
No problem.
Thank you, Gavin.
Appreciate
we'll talk
it.
soon.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. So what was I was trying my best to be conversational, just asking questions. I should have done a better job earlier on with asking about what's he going to do with the money? What's he going to do after he sells the house? Just trying to build a little rapport. I could talk about Vegas, of how I've been there before. It's a great place to live. I'm sure your family's super happy there. The weather's really nice. You can talk about things like that. So what are some of the things in the chat, guys? Go ahead and type them in right now that I could have done better. Did you learn anything? What was some of your big takeaways from that conversation?
Yeah.
Really quiet, Gavin.
I know.
There's a lot of people on right now. So what do you guys think of that?
Great conversation. You were kind, friendly.
There we go.
Yep. More important to listen than try and sell.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought it was good. I thought you did great. I mean, again, it's positioning for the cash going up to creative finance. It's open to it. So that's a win, really. You weren't pushy.
I should have asked more questions on the condition of the property.
Probably LO lease options sooner once the high end once he didn't need the cash.
Yeah. Ron says, I really like the reluctant buyer positioning, taking the pressure off. No big deal. It doesn't work for you. That's totally right. Because I'm going for the no. If he's not motivated to sell now, I cannot change the mind of an unmotivated seller. There has to be some motivation for him to sell it to me at a discount or to sell it to me on terms. If they're not motivated, they'll just sell it for sale by owner. They'll put another tenant in there. They'll sell it with an agent. They don't care. They got time. He probably owns it free and clear, right? Here's the thing I want you guys to understand from this. Good. We're getting great feedback. It was a great conversation. Good understanding and respecting the seller's concerns. I like how you asked him about the numbers. You were trying to address how or what he was thinking. Good on being non-controversial. Great sales tactics. Actually, you're building a relationship. Yeah. For future follow-up if you can't make a deal today. Yeah. Because most of the time, 99% of the time, you're not going to do a deal on that first phone call. Some would argue with me and disagree with that. But like most of the time, you're not. You're just trying to set up, ask some simple questions. I don't have time to talk to, 5-10 people a day and spend 30 minutes with them on the phone or each one of them, right? So you need to kind of be tactfully get to the point, but still be nice and talk to them. But here's the point. A point I want to make. You've got to learn how to practice. You got to practice talking to sellers. Yep. And it's hard when other people are listening or you're self-conscious, but the more you do it, the more you practice it, the better you're going to get. And what I like to do is I don't have it with me right now, but I have a piece of paper with all of these different questions. And you just go through that and ask the seller questions and listen and take notes. That's it.
I was just laughing at that comment. Ciplo. He basically said when he used to train his sales team, he said, drink a bottle of wine, basically, or a beer before calling. It really calmed him down.
It does help. All right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Gavin? Should we switch now and I be the seller and you be the investor? You want to do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Great conversation. And again, it's going to be very similar to what Joe just did. Really, I think he did a good job. I might position Anchor a little lower down as my starting block. I probably wouldn't have not gone in at Zillow. I would have gone in at like 140 and gauged his response and then came up from there. But otherwise, really, I mean, we can do it, but it's going to be very similar to what you just did.
Well,
Would you want to do it?
Yeah, I also want to look at a land deal real quick.
Well, let me do the close. Let me do how I would close.
Yeah. Oh, and first talk about what are the 4 or 5 things that you always try to get from a seller? Talk about that.
Yeah. So there's 4 things, guys, that you want to get, and you should know that if you've been listening and you've been watching and you're in the boot camp, you should know what these are. In fact, let's have a go at this. What are the 4 things that I tell you you need to find on a phone call? What are the 4 pillars? What are the 4 things that I tell you you need to be finding? Okay, good. Number 1 is up. Motivation / problem. What else do we need? That's number 1. And they can be in any order. You have been listening. Jim, Ron. Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Roy.
Yeah, they're doing it. Nice.
Yeah. So timeline is number 2. Condition, number 3. And price, number 4. If you can get the information to that, that is going to allow you to then best position your offer, understand what type of offer. Is it cash? Is it lease option, creative finance, sub 2? And then you can pair your offers up accordingly. Again, the cash is normally in there to help position the other ones because it makes them look better. That's the idea of why we say lead in with the cash. And you can also disqualify the cash offer. Hey, Joe, I'm going to make you an offer. Look, I'm going to leave the cash on there. Now, just remember, option 1's cash. I know you're not going to accept that. I'm just going to leave it on there just so you know what it is. But I don't need to pay attention. Just look at number 2. All I'm doing is I'm positioning the cash offer is coming, but also when he sees 140 or 180 as a cash offer, and then I'm offering him 235 on creative finance, he's going to be like, oh, they'll pay me this. So I can basically make 45,000 more if I'm willing to wait. Oh yeah, this offer looks way better. That's why you're leaving it on there. Okay. But you have to position it. Otherwise, they're going to get mad at you if you don't position it right. So that's why I'm going to tell him, Joe, I'm going to put it on. You don't want it. I understand. It's just on there. Focus on option 2 or 3, 2 and 3, whatever I'm trying to do. Just forget 1. All right. You make sense, Joe? And I will go, yeah. So you're not going to go mad about the cash offer, right? And they'll go, no, I'm fine. All right, good. I'll send that offer, but I want it in there because it helps position my other things. So the 4 things, Howard, were motivation problem is number 1. Number 2 is timeline. How quickly do they want something to happen? Number 3 is condition. What is the condition of the property? How old? Joe asked me, kitchen, roof, AC, heat, all the big items that we need to know, right? Because that's going to really dominate. We already know it's going to be carpet and paint normally, right? But we want to know the big items. When were they changed? And then obviously the number 4 is the hardest, which is the price. And what you'll do is we might have, okay, we have that the motivation is that they want to move and do all these things. The condition, it needs a lot of work. Their price is too high, and their timeline is it needs to happen quickly. So I have 3 things that are good, but the price is too high. I got to work on getting that price down to get a deal. Maybe it's like the price is high, the timeline, they don't really care. Now I know, okay, we have time, that the price is more important. They're not in a rush. Now maybe the creative finance, the lease option over a period of time to get them more money, the cash offer loses its value. The cash offer is speed, convenience. And if the speed doesn't matter, it's not an inconvenience for them. The cash offer weighs no power right now. But the creative finance deals, lease options, things like that will.
Yeah. So important. You notice I didn't go to the seller and talk to him about, hey, do you want to lease your property for a year and then sell it? That wasn't the first thing I asked him. I was asking him questions about the house. Does he need to sell it or want to sell it? Find out what his bottom line price is approximately. Get the seller to give you the price range first. If he won't, then go look at solds and say, I see some that have sold recently here in this price range. Is that kind of where you're at? And just take it from there. And then you realize it's not going to work. What if I could get you that price? You wouldn't be willing to maybe accept payments over time. Let me lease it from you for a year and then buy it, would you? All right.
Yep.
I think let's look at a land deal, Gavin, real quick. And I want some of you all to give me a state. And I'm going to share my screen. I want you guys to give me a state. And I'm going to pick one of them here. Ohio. Boom.
I'm going to turn the AC off quick. Hold up.
All right. Ohio. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Don't forget, when we're doing vacant land, what screen do you guys see right now? Let me stop my share to make sure you're seeing the right one. Ohio. Yeah, here we go. What are we doing here with vacant land? We're buying and selling rural vacant land, something that is outside of the cities, an hour or 2 hours outside of any major city, where people go to hunt, to go fishing, to go camping, to ride their four-wheelers, to go shooting, a prepper, someplace where they can go to bug out, if the zombie apocalypse happens and a nuclear bomb is dropped. Like, where are people wanting to buy land? So we want to go where the demand is, and we like rural, cheap, vacant land. So we're looking for land under $100,000, and we're looking for properties that are maybe 1 to 10 acres. I don't like the little quarter acre lots. I want rural vacant land. So in Ohio, there's 760 properties right now under $100,000 between 1 to 10 acres. And this sorts by Northeast region and Southeast regions are the two most popular regions where those kinds of properties are. Not agricultural land. We're looking for rural, vacant, recreational land. Now, Stark County is a lot. There's a lot going on in Stark County, Ohio. Let's look at that real quick. That's near Canton. That's actually in Canton, Ohio. So where I'm looking for, I want out here in the green areas some more, right? So Canton's not going to start. Ashtabula. Where is that? Near the lake. See, this is kind of what I'm looking for. That's an hour or two outside of Cleveland. Somebody's going there to get a lake property or to go hunting or something like that. Let's see what's for sale right now in Ashtabula County. Some of these are going to have homes, but we're looking for these kinds of things. All right, let me do. Oh, you know what I forgot? Let me show you something else here. Hold on here. I forgot. The cool thing about LandWatch is you can click solds right here. So we're just looking at the solds. And here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you, if I found a vacant lot, what would I offer a simple little 2-acre vacant lot? So here, Highland County is the most popular county for solds, for cheap vacant land. Highland County. Let's look at that. Highland County, near Hillsboro. There's a lake there, Rocky Fork Point. Nice. A couple hours outside of Cincy and Cleveland. Okay. That's a county where there's been a lot of activity. What about Adams County? All right next to it. So here are two counties that are kind of outside of Cincinnati where people can go to hunt and fish and cool, right? Let's say we get an acre. I like Adams County because it's easy to spell. Let's say we get a 2-acre lot in Adams County. We can pull a list from different websites and sources. We can pull a list, like even if I just went to PropStream, let me show you. Go to propstreamjoe.com. Log in here. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on 1 second. Copy. All right. So we'll go to Adams County, Ohio. Filter. Quick list. vacant land. I want people that have owned it for at least 10 years. And I want, let me go to property characteristics, lot size, at least 43,560 square feet to 435,600 square feet. So that's 1 to 10 acres. All right, there's 1,500. And I'm going to do one other thing here. I know it's really small and hard to see, but I want owner. What am I looking for? Owner. I'm looking for owner location. Here it is. Absentee owner location. I only want people that are outside of that county and outside of the state or outside of the state. All right, boom. Here's 529 vacant lots that between 1 to 10 acres in Adams County, Ohio. And this is not where I download them from, but I just wanted to show you, and that have owned it for over 10 years. I actually use a service called Priced. And let's say a seller calls me and says, yeah, you know what? I want to sell my vacant lot here. And I say, all right, in Adams County, what do you do? I'm going to go to another website I like called Lands of America. We're going to go to Adams County, Ohio. Adams County, Ohio. And let's say it's 2 acres. So I'm going to do 1 to 3 acres and see how many we have here. There's 12 listings. Include residents? No. Apply filters. There's only 2 listings in this county. I can click sold. Here's 15. This is looking good. I'm going to sort this from price, low to high. All right, look at this. Here's one that sold for $8,900, 2 acres. 3 acres that sold for $10,500, 1.5 for $15,000, $19,000, but on the lake. All right. Here's the formula that I use. I take 25% of whatever the current value is. And I could do, well, no, I'm not going to show that to you. That's going to be a little too technical here. But I'm looking here. All right, well, these are selling for about, let's just say $7,000, about $3,500 an acre. They're selling for $3,500 an acre. So I'm going to take $3,500 an acre times 0.25 or divided by 4. I'm going to offer $875 per acre in Adams County. I don't care where in Adams County it is. Unless if it's on the lake, then maybe I'll offer more. But I'm going to offer $875 an acre. And if it's a 2 acre lot, I'm going to offer that seller $1,750. That's it. And I'm going to send him that offer before I even talk to him. I'll buy your lot for $1,750. He's going to maybe say no. I don't know. But I tell you what, 1 out of every 27 offers that we're sending, and actually our numbers right now are even better than that. It's about 1 out of every 15 to 20 offers are going to get accepted at that number. And how much competition do you think I'm getting in Adams, Ohio right now with direct mail? I'm getting 3 to 5% response rates on my direct mail. All right. It's just crazy. It's so powerful. Any questions on that? On that property, I'm going to offer $1,750. Any questions on that?
Let's see.
Anything? Anyone? How do you find your buyers?
Yep.
Very good question. Very easy question to answer. Number 1, Facebook Marketplace. Number 2, the land.com websites. So if you go to land.com, you can list on Lands of America, Land Watch. The third thing is you could do a flat fee listing on the MLS for $99. So I'll put it on the MLS for $99. And that's going to put it out on Zillow, Realtor.com, all of them. And I'm going to advertise it as owner financing. So I'm going to buy it for $1,750. I'm going to sell it for about $7,500 to $10,000 with owner financing. I'm going to sell it for, let's say, 10 grand for 1,000 down, $150, $200 a month for 5 years at 8% interest. That's how I'm going to sell it. And I'm going to sell that property all day long. How do I know? Because that is one of the hottest counties right now for cheap rural vacant land. The numbers don't lie. Landwatch.com is telling me in Adams, Ohio, it's the number 2 state. It's the number 2 county for sold properties right now. A lot of hunting, fishing. All right.
Also,
Cool.
what about hunting sites?
Yeah, there's some good ones out there. But pretty much the land.com websites are going to have, that's like the number 1 place that people go to. Now, are we wholesaling it or buying it outright? I am trying to sell it before I buy it. So that, and yeah, I am wholesaling it. And the goal is to get your money back within the first year. So if you do buy it, close on it, it's going to take $1,700 to buy it, but I'm going to get $1,000 down and I'm going to finance it for a couple $100 a month for 5 years. So I get my money back in like 6-8 months. That's the goal. So when you're starting out, you want to target the smaller, cheaper properties. You don't want to pay more than a couple $1,000s. You know, I've done properties where we buy it for 500 and we sell it for $3,000. I'd rather do bigger deals than that. But if we cannot sell it on any of the places you mentioned, would you still consider buying it? Here's the thing. I've never had a property that I couldn't sell. And I'm buying it for so dirt cheap. Worst case, I sell it for what I bought it for. I'm telling you, when you advertise these properties for owner finance, they're really easy to sell. You're selling payments.
And a rule of thumb regarding if it's land or houses, you never buy a house you can't sell, because that means it's not a deal, right? So you just have to be careful. I see it all the time. Oh, I have this deal for a wholesale deal under contract, and if they don't buy it, I'm just going to buy it. Well, it's like, well, if you've got it at the right price, you should be able to sell it, else you probably don't want to buy it either. You might be too high. You might have to renegotiate it down or do something, or get it at a lower price and buy it yourself and put it on the MLS. So as a rule of thumb, you don't, especially if you're new, you don't want to be buying something that you can't sell.
Nice. Okay. So any questions about that? I want to talk real quick here. We're going to answer your questions, I promise. You know what, Gavin, I forgot to ask them what you guys offer on that. I wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to ask you guys what you would offer before I told you what I would offer. Let me just ask you guys, looking at that property that we just did, would any of you have offered anything different? Would you have offered less? Come on, type it in. Type in, I would have offered less. I would have offered more. I would have offered the same. What would you have done? Kat's asking a question. What steps would you have taken, or would you take to verify the title on the land? It's easy to self-close these deals, but I outsource that. And we have a company that does our nationwide closings. Somebody said they would offer the same. Rob said, you buy for 25% of current value. And what percent of current value do you try to sell it for? I try to sell it for 100% of current value on owner financing. When I'm selling it for cash, just for a quick flip, I try to sell it for 75, 80% of current value. So I would buy it for $1,750 and I would sell it for maybe $7,500 for cash, maybe $6,000 for cash, but I would sell it for $10,000 with owner financing. I wouldn't know what to offer on the land. Okay. You're doing small land deals very tempting. Well, good, Ron. I hope so. If you have cash, you can go 35 to 50% of retail competitor price. Yeah, Scipio, you can offer 35 to 50%, right? But for somebody just starting out, I don't recommend that. That's cutting it too close. You can still make money on it, right? So if you sell it with owner financing, Instead of getting your cash back in 1 year, it might take you 1.5 years, 2 years to get your cash back. Maybe that's not a big deal. You're still making 50 to 75% return on your money, which is incredible. Good. About the same. Nice. Are you closing in 30 days and then using that? Oh, that's a great question. Am I closing in 30 days, Garth? No, I'm closing in 90 days. I give myself 3 months to close. So if I'm marketing that property and I'm not getting any bites, I'm not getting any interest, that may tell me something's wrong. So I don't spend too much time analyzing these properties in advance. I'm looking to see, am I getting any interest? Is this a good price, a bad price? Maybe it's next to a trash dump. I don't know, right? But if I'm not getting any calls, I need to go back to the seller, either renegotiate or cancel my contract. So I give myself 3 months of due diligence. Yeah. Okay. Owner financing is basically a good rental. It's better than a rental property, Scipio. But you're right. Owner financing is you're leasing the property out kind of for payments. But guess what? You don't have any repairs or maintenance to worry about, which is huge. And your taxes are only like $50 a year. Yes, I'm buying at a 75% discount, Anna. Okay, for residential lots, it's different. Residential lots inside the city, you're going to need to offer maybe 50 to 75% of what it's worth. And you're going to be selling that to builders, to home builders, or to neighbors who want to buy that lot so nobody else builds on it. Yeah, you could certainly create notes and sell the partials. Ron, if you start selling your notes, you need to make sure that you're putting really good qualified buyers, note buyers, into those properties. And sometimes with vacant land, I don't check credit. I don't, so those notes are going to be harder to sell. Are your land contracts legal in all states? Rob, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not a lawyer. But there's a few sites that we use that they will give you a land contract or a contract for deed that's valid in that state. And we also use a nationwide title company that helps us with all of our deals. Okay, cool. What should we do, Gavin? Should we talk about our Accelerator program? I think people are wanting to know. Who wants to know about our Accelerator program, where we will set up your systems for you and do your marketing for you? Who would be interested in hearing about that? Type in the chat. Oh, we got somebody here. Yeah. Who else?
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes, me.
All right. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you guys a link right now, and I want you to type this in. Let me open it up. We did this boot camp last
Friday, Saturday.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. I have this problem.
Great stuff. Yes, for the Accelerator info. Rob, it's coming. Mark, it's coming. Martha, Ron, Francis, Howard, Paul. It's Ciplo.
Right.
Got it, yeah.
I'm going to share my screen here, guys, because I want you to watch this and check this out. We have a few more spots opened up, and we are we're very, very serious about this. If you are interested in getting our help and our personal one-on-one help with coaching you, mentoring you, holding you by the hand, holding you accountable to help you do your next or your first deal, houses or land, in the fastest and easiest way possible, we are offering you something here, guys, that nobody else does. And those guys that do are charging 45 to 50 grand for this. And trust me, I know, I've seen it. All right. This is something we could have easily charged 25 grand for, but we're way, way less than that. So we're going to cover for you right now what is included. And there's some bonuses in here that go away tonight at midnight. Number one, you're going to be over 6 months of coaching. You're going to be working directly with me and Gavin for 6 months. We don't outsource our coaching program to some third party in Utah. You get us, you get me, you get Gavin. You can reach us. You can talk to us. We're not going to outsource you to a third-party coach. I am doing a brand new land investing course that right now is only available for coaching students, and it starts in a week. You're going to get access to my brand new land investing course. I'm going to do a module on a Tuesday and a coaching call on a Thursday. So you're going to learn something on Tuesday. You're going to go and implement it, try it out, try to break it, come back on Thursday with your questions. I'm going to help you and answer all your questions. These classes are also going to be taught live. So you can actually ask me questions after I'm done teaching it. I'll answer your questions right then and there. You go out and do it. I'm going to give you homework assignments. You're going to go get it done, and you're going to report back on your results on Thursday. That's how it's going to work. This is my new focus of 2022. This year, we're going to be doing more. I've been doing land deals. My sons have done over $150,000 in gross profits in vacant land over the last few years, doing it very, very, very part-time. Now, trust me, they didn't see all of that 150. They got a small percentage of that, but we're teaching you here in this program stuff that we are actually doing. Gavin is actively doing 3 to 5 deals a month right now, sometimes more. So this is real. All right. You're also going to get private Voxer access with me for 60 days. Voxer is a smartphone messaging app. It's like having a walkie-talkie on your smartphone, and you can send me messages and I will respond to them within 24 hours. Gavin does daily mastermind coaching calls. Talk a little bit about what you do on the coaching calls, Gavin, on Zoom every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we wanted to do something that removed, that stopped anyone from not having success.
Yeah.
And that was like, how do we put on as many calls as possible with different topics that's going to allow you to obviously grow and make money in this business? That's what we did. So right now we have a kind of a lineup, which is always due to change, but normally I do 3 calls a week. A VA does a call a week for Freedom Software. You can actually get on and your VAs and your whole team to that call, personalized just for our group. Okay. Regarding anything to do with Freedom Soft. We also do a creative finance day with one of my business partners, Dustin. We do creative finance deals together. He's been involved in over 5,000 transactions. So when I say we bring in the best, we bring in the best. And he has more experience and has done more deals on the creative side when it comes to creative finance and sub-twos than me. He loves it. He's very good at it. He underwrites deals, and part of our offer that we're going to come to is we will actually partner on them deals with you as an option if you choose. So some of you are like, well, I have the cash down, but I don't know how to do a creative deal. Well, if you get to the seller like Joe did in the role play where he said that he would consider it, that's where we would come in and help you negotiate that and do that and partner with you on it. Now, them splits will change accordingly. Maybe you will keep the deal. Maybe we will keep the deal, and you'll get paid on the front or on the back or the cash flow. Like, there's so many things that we will discuss, but we will make it a win-win. And guess what? You're in control of what's happening. So, because it's your lead, and that there alone is an absolute game changer in terms of getting deals done. If you have us with you, okay, now obviously we're not going to be working your leads every day. I'm not saying that, but it's the ones that say yes, raise their hand, that you can't get over the finish line and you want to partner with us, then we can definitely work on that. On cash deals, we'll also work as well. Now, we have buyers in a lot of markets, but not also all the small ones, but we can help navigate that to get it over the line. So we do literally me normally on a Monday, Tuesday, Dusty on a Wednesday, VA Thursday, then me and sometimes one of our coaching clients on a Friday doing case studies, real case studies on actually how they made 20 grand, 10 grand, taking you through that process with no BS on a deal that we've just done or they've just done. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's been a game changer. So that's what it's about. And yes, every day. Imagine a call like this every day where we're all on video and we're interacting. That's what it is.
Doing deals. That's what it's all about. Maybe we should call the program Deals, Deals, Deals.
Yes. We probably should.
Actually a good name. By the way, Ciplo, I believe it is. Look at the chat, Scipio. My glasses are back.
It's Ciplo.
Ciplo.
That's
cool.
how
Gavin will email you and reach out to you. All right. We see your question there. And Rob, what time will the classes be on Tuesdays and Thursdays? And they will be recorded. Yes. I'm not sure the times yet. It'll be usually I do them around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, they will be live. You can be on there asking questions, but if you can't make it live, you can submit your questions in advance. Not a big deal. And everything will be recorded. All right. We're not even to the best part yet, guys. This is what I'm super excited about. We're going to do daily Zoom calls. We have a mastermind in our private Facebook group. We do every quarter, we do in-person mastermind meetup groups. The next one's going to be in Tampa, I think. We'll buy your house deals from you. We'll pay you $5,000 for every deal you bring to us that meets our minimum criteria. And if you need cash for your deals, why do we do that? Well, we're looking for deals. I'm looking for vacant land deals. So if you bring us a good deal, we'll buy it, or we'll partner with you on it, or we'll just coach you on how to do it. So you don't have to sell us your deals. You'll make more money if you do it on your own. So we'll coach you and help you. But if you want to sell it to us, or you want to partner with us, that's totally fine. And we only partner with students on our deals. You're going to get cash. So if you need private money or you need proof of funds, we have that available for you, and we will either provide it to you or give it to you for free. And that's going to be amazing. We work with Dana. She's our accountability coach, and so you're going to get one-on-one accountability access with her. And that's so powerful. We get such good feedback from that because she's going to be emailing you, reaching out to you. Hey, how's it going? You said you were going to do this. Have you done it yet? Do you need any help? What's going on? How are you doing? Dana's going to be more proactive. And that's people love that. You're going to get all of our courses. I mean, we've got everything from subject to owner financing, to raising private money, to cash deals, to land deals. We got it all. We got special FreedomSoft support. Not only are you going to get FreedomSoft support from FreedomSoft, but we also have two virtual assistants of our own that will sit down and work with you if you need some help with FreedomSoft. We have pre-trained VAs that you can hire, and we have two different guarantees. If you submit at least 3 deals to us that meet our criteria that you have under contract, and we don't buy at least one of them, we'll refund your money. And this is the big one. If you do what we say, like, we're going to sit down with you at the beginning and give you a marketing plan and a scorecard. And if you put the effort in and you follow the systems and you follow what you have in the scorecard, and you don't make triple your investment back in 6 months, we will refund you the money. Simple as that. I'm just like, that's how confident we are in this. And in fact, I'm so confident that, well, I'm not going to talk about it, but like, if you do the direct mail that I'm going to help you set up, and I'm letting the cat out of the bag a little bit here, and you don't do a deal from that, oh my gosh, something is wrong, because we're going to light it up for you. All right. Now we see guys selling us for over $50,000. If you want it now, you can get it for $7,500. You can split it up in payments as well. Now, if you have questions and you're on the fence, you can submit. If you click this, tell us your name and your email and your phone number, what your question is, and Gavin or I will text you back. And if we can't answer your question, we will get on the phone and talk to you. Now, we're bringing this fast action bonus back here. If you sign up tonight before midnight, we opened up some more spots. We figured out a way we can do this and accommodate more people. So whether you want to go into houses or land, you can schedule a one-on-one strategy call with me and Gavin. We're going to set up your business for you. We're going to set up your first campaign for you and your systems and all that you need. So if you're doing houses, you can set up a strategy session with Gavin. We're also going to set you up with our company that helps people do LLCs. And this is an incredibly valuable bonus here, where you can get your LLC and your operating agreement, your entities and all that set up for free. All you have to pay for is the filing document fees that the county or the state charges. Okay. So we work with a company that will help you set that up. But we're going to help you come up with a marketing plan and a scorecard. And you're going to know, all right, every day, my goal is to send this and do that. Or every week I'm going to do this. And we're not going to tell you what to do. We're going to help you come up with a marketing plan that's going to work based on your goals. We're going to help you pick a market. So now we're going to then help you pick the best counties, the best zip codes to target. If you want a virtual market, your own market, we're going to help you make sure that you're going to be in an area that is going to produce the most results, that doesn't have a ton of competition, that sets you up for the easiest way to success. So we're then going to build your list. We're going to get you a list of motivated sellers, of buyers, active buyers in your area. We'll skip trace them for you. Gavin's going to set up the cold calling for you. So we'll pick some counties, pick some zip codes, get a list, skip trace them, put it into the dialer, get the VA to do the calls for you so you can start getting leads. We're going to set that up with you and for you. Also, so that relates to this next one. For your marketing campaign, if you want to do direct mail based on your budget, we will set up and run your first direct mail campaign. Okay. And to do that, we're going to have to set up FreedomSoft. So we're going to set up FreedomSoft with you and for you, so that so that the leads come in, they come into the right place with the right phone numbers, the campaign set up and all that. So you can start sending offers. And the other cool thing we're going to do is we're going to help you figure out a price to send to your responses that come in from the line. So when the lead comes in, you're going to know immediately just by looking at this thing in FreedomSoft. It's going to tell you how much to offer for that property. You're going to click a few buttons. You're going to generate a letter and a contract. You're going to click another few buttons, and you're going to mail that to the seller, and you're going to text that to the seller. And this is all be done in FreedomSoft. I'm going to help you set that up. And if you need virtual assistants for cold calling or for vacant land, we have our own. We also work with other companies that provide these pre-trained virtual assistants, and we're going to hook you up. Okay.
Awesome.
Any questions on that?
Any questions, guys? Like I said, you can go and sign up. You have to be in by midnight. The reason being is that we can only do set up for so many people. As Joe said, we got organized with everyone from the boot camp, the few that we took on. So we wanted to offer it again. You know, we feel that we can 10x.
I forgot to say this. We're only taking 5 people. Okay.
Yes.
5 more people.
Yes.
5 more people. So it expires tonight. Here, we're doing a lot of one-on-one. We can't take everybody, obviously, right? So we're only taking 5 people, and it has to be done by tonight. I was going to say something. What was it?
Someone said they did. Did you say the price? They said they didn't hear the price.
Yeah, $7,500.
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to listen. If you do what we tell you to do, and you follow the system, you don't triple your money back. What's 7,500 times 3? 21. That's 22,000. If you don't make $22,500 in profits or equity, within 6 months, we will refund your money. Right? Obviously, you need to talk to your wife, your husband about this, your boyfriend.
And you've got to work, right? That doesn't
put the work
just
in, right?
to pay it and then you just show up and you've done nothing. This is going to be, again, accountability to get these results. And if you're accountable and you don't, and you do what you're supposed to do, then we'll give it you back, because we can't help you, obviously.
That's how confident we are that this works. And if you've got a spouse that is like, no, you can't do that. All right, we'll talk to them and tell them, listen, the guarantee, it's in writing. Guys, look us up on the BBB. We have a great reputation. I could show you like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials.
And Joe, just so, because this came up, and the payment plan, guys, it's split into 3. Okay, that's what it is. If you click on that green button, you will see what the payment plan is. So it's in 3, 8,500 over 3. It's like 28.33 a month. I know that kind of comes in, come up a lot last time. So that's what it is.
These are just some of the hundreds of reviews that we have on So Tell Us right here. 465, 4.9 out of 5-star reviews. And Chamberlain Holdings is the name of my LLC, BBB. I mean, like, I'm just showing you, these are things that you can show your spouse. A+ accredited review, been in business for 16 years. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. My reputation is stellar. I stand by what we say we're going to do. Okay. Yep. It's super important for me, for Gavin, that we help and we see our students have success. And it's really simple. We're going to set you up for success. We're going to accelerate your success. We're going to give you a marketing plan. We're going to give you within your budget. Obviously, we're not going to tell you to spend $5,000 a week on direct mail if you don't have it. We're going to set you up based on your budget, what you can afford for direct mail. And you're going to want to start slow and then ramp up, right? But we're going to help make sure you have the systems in place. And then when you need help, as you start getting leads, you can Voxer me. Remember, it's a private smartphone messaging app. You can Voxer me anytime. You can get on one of our daily Zoom calls. We have 9 calls a week for FreedomSoft. We have Dana who can help you. We have virtual assistants that can get on with you. We've got your back. There is literally no excuse why you can't have success in this business, except any that you make for yourself.
Yep.
that you just don't do what you're to do. So if you got a spouse that's on the fence, like, oh man, I don't know about these guys, we get it. $7,500 is a lot of money. But this is, I feel so comfortable and confident in this. I'm willing to put my reputation on the line. And in fact, guys, my mom is on this webinar. Hi, Mom. Her name is, I know you guys can't see her, but and she can't see you. There she is. She's raised her hand. She's saying hi inside the Zoom. So she's here, right? And I stand behind this. We just did in this challenge a couple of weeks ago while I was in Colorado. I did some direct mail. I spent about $800 in one county and $800 or $900 in another county for direct mail. I think our numbers, we're at about 55, 60 leads from those two campaigns. We already have 4 deals under contract, and we've got 2 or 3 maybes we're working on. We'll get these things sold in a few weeks. But guys, this works. I'm not just telling you theory. This is stuff we're actually doing, and that works. And if you do what we help you do, and you follow the systems, you let us hold you accountable to the scorecard and the activities, right? If you don't make triple your money back, we will refund your money. And if I don't, you're going to know who my mom is, and you can complain to my mom. No, don't look her up. Don't call her, but she's here as my mom is my witness. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're only taking 5 people for this done for you fast action bonus. We're only taking 5 people. The link again is madbootcamp.com/now. I'm going to put that again in the chat one more time. madbootcamp.com/now. All right. So any questions we have? Were you going to say something, Gavin?
Yeah, I was just going to say, we built this again to be successful, right? I've been in programs and I've done this myself where we did 1 call a week, and we did that for a long time, and it's not enough. It's not enough. And that's why we changed it. So let's go every day. Why not? Why not pour back in to get these results? Because that's what people need, and real estate is fast moving, right? Deals will be come and gone very quickly, and the good thing is on the calls is that there's nowhere to hide for me in particular, right? I can't hide and my clients can't, in terms of like when I have people on there telling you how they just made 20 grand or they just had 100 grand this month, and you need to be going, well, how have they done that? And we're talking about the ways that they did it. All you need to do is follow suit. Okay, Terry and Pamela right now have had $100,000 months from 3 VAs and them 2. $100,000 months. Not. I'm not saying over a year. For them 2 working, and they work hard, they really do. Plus 3 VAs. That's what their team looks like, and they're having $100,000 months. So it's definitely doable, and you all should be, willing to do it. And the first investment starts with yourself, whether that is with me and Joe or not. It doesn't have to be. Maybe you're watching someone else that you like, but invest in you, right? We do a lot of money, way too much money, but it's not, because we get the return. Me and Joe just did probably 3 or 4 months ago, $100,000 investment. And then can we make a return on that? $100,000 investment in ourselves. And that's what we constantly do to get returns in what we're doing.
Yep. All right. Any more questions? We could wrap this up now. We've already gone a little bit longer than I had hoped for, but I appreciate you guys' patience. I hope you learned something from this too. Again, if you're not ready to sign up now, that's fine. You can ask questions and it'll still save your spot. All right. So go to madbootcamp.com/now, madbootcamp.com/now. The link is in the Zoom chat. And if you don't see the Zoom chat there, if it's not there, just type it in, madbootcamp.com/now. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. This has been good.